So this is Reagan's original room. It's right at the top of the stairs when you first come up. And sometimes she does get out of her bed in the middle of the night, but she does come to our room. She doesn't ever go downstairs or anything like that. But I just want her a little bit further away. And then so there's another room down here that I'll show you. It actually Jack and Jill's bathrooms for her. But this is her first room. And I didn't do too much to her room. Just because we weren't sure how we wanted it to look. So this is, the stairs are right here. And then we just recently took the side off her crib. That whole front comes off. There is another piece to go to it, but she stays in there pretty well. So I'm not too worried about it. But this is the original room. She has a little bathroom in it, Jack and Jill's to the other room. And then I'll show you down the hall. This is the room that I'm going to be transforming. And yeah, there's stripes painted. I'll explain that in a minute. But yeah, this is the room that she's going to be moving to. It's just a little bit further away from the stairs and the noise sometimes when we're downstairs. Here I painted this room pretty quick, just 2 coats. And then, so the reason I do this is because every 6 inches where those boards go, there's going to be a gap. And so I make sure to paint this every 6 inches so that I don't have to do it again with a really tiny little brush. It just saves me time. If you saw at the top of the stairs, I did the whole stairwell in Shiplap and it came out really awesome. I'll show you guys in a second, but that's the reason why there's stripes on the wall. But I'm gonna hang some blackout pull curtains, just because so it's nice and dark in here for when she just thinks that this is his bed, but that's nice. But we're gonna switch beds. So Reagan's gonna come in here. The guest room is gonna go back towards the stairs. Yeah. But let me show you. So I shiplapped the stairwell, and this is I'm using the same method that I did for here. And it's on Pinterest, and I've seen a bunch of people do it. But you use that really thin plywood, and then you actually space it out with nickels. So I don't know if it's 1 or 2. I'll have to double check to measure. But it came out really nice, and we really liked it. And I wanted to do something different in that room. And that's what I decided on doing. I decided to do the shiplap. So we're gonna do that. Now she's in her bed over here. With Oakley, of course. Okay, so we're gonna get started. I'm gonna probably do the blinds first, just so that those are done with. So then the only thing I have to do in here will be to nail the shiplap in. I'm gonna be installing these cordless blackout curtains. We get these at Lowe's, but I really don't like blackout pull curtains. I feel like they're so heavy, and I wanted something light. And this is so easy in the morning, just to lift it up, let the light in. And so there's only 2 windows in here. Just doing 2 of these is pretty easy. And I'm curious to see how blackout they actually are, because we have these in another room, but they're not blackout. And so I'm interested to see if it really blacks out. Reagan's pretty good at sleeping at night, and then she takes great naps throughout the day, but it's a little bit of a struggle getting her to chill for nap time. And I'm hoping maybe if it's a little bit darker in her room, she'll kind of get the hint I need to calm down and take a nap. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna try to figure out how to do these. I know there's just clips that you install, but that's what I'm gonna do right now. So I'm gonna get started doing all of the shiplap on the wall, and I'll show you how I do it. I have to make some cuts so the lines never line up, so it's alternating and stuff like that. But I'm gonna do that. get some of them up there. I'm gonna make sure it's level on the board, not so much the ceiling. The ceiling's a little bit off, so I'm gonna kind of like do the best I can to make it look good and have the whole wall be level versus just trying to make the one piece on the ceiling level, because I know that the ceiling's not perfect. But yeah, let's get started. So last night I stopped, I had to do some mom stuff, make some dinner and stuff like that. So I'm gonna start cutting this morning and hopefully I can get pretty far before Reagan's nap. That's my goal. Just so I can't do anything while she's napping. But this is the chop saw that we use. It goes really quick. This stuff is so thin that it takes like 2 seconds. But this is going to be a lot of up and down the stairs to make cuts and stuff like that. And I try really hard to never have the seams of where the wood meets line up on any part of the wall, at least like 5 or 6 slats down. So you'll see as I go, but yeah, we're going to start getting cutting, get some of this done, and knock it out and see how fast I can do it. Something I try to like make sure I do is I always make sure I try to find the studs. Sometimes the board's not going to end right where the stud ends, but that's okay. It's held on every single time I hit the stud. I make sure to nail there, and then I'll also finish. I can put some finishing nailers just so it gets sucked in to the wall. So I'll do that like afterwards, but I make sure all the boards are level and they hit studs when I nail them in initially. So I'm gonna do the next one, and I'm gonna start plugging away all the way down. All the way down to the outlet boxes, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to offset so that I only have to cut half the board and not put it right in the middle. And I usually just use my little jigsaw to do that. I don't try to get fancy. Finished painting. I didn't talk that whole time because I was caulking, but Reagan is napping like right down the hall, and I didn't want her to hear me talk. So I finished up all the caulk. I use painter's caulk that you can like paint over. Looks like this, but I love this stuff. I did all the nail holes, and then I also did all of like the seams where the two pieces meet, just so everything looks really uniform. And then I did have to go through and paint the cracks, or I guess I don't know if you call them cracks, but like the gaps in between each one, just because you could kind of see some of the color, and it didn't line up exactly how I had it painted before. And then I just rolled it again, and once it dries, it'll all be uniform, and I'm really excited. I'm really excited it's done, and now I gotta switch Reagan's room to this room. We have some more stuff to put in here. I'm gonna change the light fixture, do some blinds and curtains and stuff like that, but I'm super happy with how it came out. This actually went better than expected. It's still a little bit wet, but trying to match up those using my jigsaw, that came out awesome. So I'm pretty excited. We'll have to see what Greg says when he gets home, because he hasn't really been up here. He's been outside doing some stuff on the Peterbilt. Unfortunately, it's like raining, so that stinks, but yeah, I think this is it. Also, this air compressor is absolutely awesome. I like that it's just battery powered. It adjusts so easily. I am gonna ask Greg, maybe for Christmas, babe, can I get a shorter air compressor hose for my little finish nailer that I like so much? So I think that's it. I'll show you right at the end when we're all done. Since I filmed this just because we were traveling and stuff like that, but I finished the shiplap in here. I finished painting and everything. The last thing I need to do is actually paint the doors, but I'm gonna do it to the bathroom. So I'm gonna wait to do the door until the bathrooms are done, and then which hopefully that'll be the next video. But everything in Reagan's room is pretty much back together. Got the blinds up. These blackout curtains are just amazing if you have little kids, but they darken the room quite a bit. That's just one closed, and then they have the other one open, but they work awesome. I shut these every night. We're currently like transitioning out of a nap just because she doesn't do too well. She sleeps really long at naps, which is great, but she doesn't wake up great, and then going down to bed at night is a little bit of a challenge. So we're scrapping the naps, but they still work great in the morning. We always shut them at night as well, just because we have a light that we let the dogs out and stuff like that, so it's pretty bright. So anyhow, I'm gonna show you up close the shiplap. I love it. I was able to like pop it out around the outlets and everything. Got all the nail holes filled. But I think it just adds a little bit. It's hard to tell on camera, but like the walls are gray. And then that is just stark white. But we love it. Again, this is like an easy and much cheaper way to do shiplap than buying the actual shiplap boards from Lowe's or Home Depot. They get pretty pricey per board, whereas this, the large sheet, I think it's 4 by 8 feet of plywood. And I want to say it's like an 1/8 inch thick, maybe. I'll double check and put that in the notes. But we run it down. I think they're like 5 3/8 wide, and then you have a little bit on top and bottom that makes it a 6 inch all the way down. But I think it looks awesome. I'm glad I did it. Just gives it a little bit different for her room. After running them on the table saw and then painting them and putting them up real quick with just little finish nails, holds it on there. It's a really easy and simple way to do shiplap than spending a ton of money to get the big boards of shiplap, and then it's like really thick on the walls and stuff like that. And this is super easy to clean, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'm learning, I'm trying to be better about the camera and filming some of this stuff just to show you guys some of the stuff I like to do around the house and DIYs and everything like that. So give this video a thumbs up, guys. I appreciate it. And then on to the bathroom next. It's 2 sink rooms and a bathroom. I'm gonna do my best on tiling with some of Greg's help, but I'm excited. Thanks guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed Megan's little room redo.